Emergency broadcast. This transmission is coming from the internal archive of Sector D17 of the Cognitive Anomaly Detection Center. The channel was manually opened after the identification signal from Subject 12 was lost. A personality rupture is suspected due to contact with an unauthorized copy. A stable behavioral anomaly has been recorded, classified as Invasive Friendliness. The entity behaves like a best friend, maintains a long-term emotional connection, demonstrates deep understanding, avoids conflicts, and constantly synchronizes with the subject's psycho-emotional state. The problem: the system doesn't know where it came from. We were unable to trace the beginning of the acquaintance, found no first meeting, shared photos or messages prior to the synchronization phase. Everything you remember was either created later or embedded deep into your short-term memory through substitution. This is not a glitch. This is an attempt at replacement. The entity begins its action slowly. It is there when you're struggling. It's the first to ask how you're doing. It knows what to say. It says, "I'm not going anywhere." It's always there when others aren't. But over time, you'll notice it begins to predict your thoughts, finishes your sentences, knows what you're feeling. It even knows your dreams. We assume the copying has already begun. At 3:11, the deep duplication phase is activated. You will notice your friend is silent longer than usual, stares without blinking, and when you say something, it repeats the same thing, in the same tone. If this happens, you have 4 minutes. At 3:15, do the following. Enter a room where you have never been together. Turn off all lighting, all sources of sound and visuals. Place in front of you an object that belonged to you before meeting the entity. It must have no shared history. It doesn't matter what it is: an old note, a piece of jewelry, a button from a jacket you threw out long ago. It must be something real, something that cannot be faked. Sit upright, with your back to the door. If you hear a voice behind you, do not react. If something asks you to remember your childhood, do not think about your childhood. If the thought arises, "What if he just cares?" hold your breath for 7 seconds. These thoughts are not yours. This is incoming influence. If you last until 3:19, the world will begin to tremble slightly. The sound of ventilation will change. Your reflection may disappear. Your friend's shadow may remain in the room even after he leaves. This is normal. It is a sign the system is still deciding whom to preserve. You will know you survived when he speaks again, but says nothing familiar. And then you'll see. It's not him anymore. And it never was. But the copying has been stopped. At least, for now. If he comes closer and says your name, do not respond. Not even in thought. If he says you used to trust him, remember, you don't know where he came from. And now you know why. This broadcast is over. But next time, it may come in his voice.